Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Let's get started. So first of all, Forex Factory, there's quite a lot of news today. Low to medium impact, yellow and orange, affecting pretty much every currency that we trade. And then, of course, non-farm payroll, got GBP and Opec meetings all day, which can affect Canadian dollar, which I don't trade. And you can get announcements anytime. And then non-farm payroll, which is the biggest single Forex announcement in the monthly calendar. So the market can go a little bit crazy around about that time. Some people don't trade on that day. Some people stop trading about an hour either side. So let's look at our currency strength meter, refresh the screen. And we've got Euro strong, US dollar, Japanese yen equal. I was just looking at that because the US dollar was a lot stronger, but it's dropped. And I was looking at Australian dollar for a sell, but that's just increased in strength against the dollar. So we need to keep an eye on those. And then let's look at our payouts. Let me just pin that there. So payouts, we've got 65 on USD. These are the 5 that I trade. GBP 60. We don't want anything below 70, 68, 69, 70. Euro USD 73, biggest traded currency. Euro JPY 75. AUD USD 79. And Australian dollar Japanese yen 69. So let me look on the other one. This is fixed time that you can't roll over. If it says OTC, that's over the counter, you're trading against the broker. So a minute ago, US dollar JPY was OTC, so I wouldn't have traded that. So on here, it's at 70. This is my favorite pair. So let's just put that there. But the problem we've got is it's equal. Australian dollar for a call. This can go either way. Let's see what HourGlass is saying as we come up to the hour. So what we want to look at is we're adding up the point system. And this is setting up for a sell. You've got the 200 moving average red, put and a red arrow, off a line of resistance, off the Bollinger Bands in red at the top, the cross down and the cross down. And let's look at the currency strength. So that probably is not going to be in our favor. That isn't in our favor. So we're going against the currency strength, but we would still have enough on this pullback to take the trade. But remember always the trend is your friend. Let's look at all JPYs the same, 64 to 30. So I'm going to focus on these two. Let's look at USD JPY, 41 to 30. If it glitches, just click your blue box on the right hand side. They are sorting it out. So what have we got going on here? This is the hour just started. So we should get movement on this. We've got US dollar stronger on here, a little bit stronger, 49 to 30. It is off our mid line. So that's not as strong as waiting for it to come down to get 4 greens. Strategic move would be to wait for 4 greens till our momentum indicators are down at the bottom and then cross up above the green plus a buy off the green there. And look, we've got the moving average pressing price down. So that is not a good setup because it's saying the US dollar is stronger. It's just wicked off that level. But at the moment, the moving average is moving it down. And if I just looked at the scanner, just so you can see where the pattern is in the market, each candle here is 15 minutes. So we've got our 200 moving average, there's that wick, is pressing price down. But at the moment, the US dollar is stronger. Now, according to the scan, it has completed this scan up to the C point. So therefore, it's perfectly entitled to start, well, it can do what it wants, but dropping down again. And it's wicking there, so it's a bit of indecision there. And there's that wick. This is on the 5 minutes, doing the same sort of thing. So really, we want to avoid this because we've got that 200 moving average, but it's not a brilliant setup because these are both the same there. So let's have a look on here. 542 14, no, wrong one. It's only at 65% as well. 546. So I'm not, let's look at something else. Euro USD, 70 on the euro to US dollar, 49. It's just given us a call score of 3 off the midline. It's in the overbought area, so it looks like it's dropping then. Can't see the 200 moving average. So again, not a lot of movement along there. Euro JPY 70 to 30, great deal stronger. But again, we've got this issue of the 200 moving average moving down. Got the euro a great deal stronger than the Japanese yen, but we've got it in the overbought area. Got it moving off those Bollinger Bands and the line of resistance. So setting up for a pullback, you can see it is been always above the middle line. So that's telling you that the euro is moving up. So really you just want to be, if you see it above the midline, you want to be taking calls on that pair. So what we want to see is a pullback. It's wicked right down there, and then a call, but it's not. It's in the overbought area, so we want to see a bit more of a pullback if we can. And again, we've got this line above. So I don't ever trade any of these other pairs. Sometimes GJ 51 to 30. Moving average above, just moving up above our midline. Gave a call score of 3 at market open, just coming up to the 5, the new signal coming out in 20 seconds. There. Let's just run through the rest of them, get ourselves, have a look for some setups. HourGlass 60 to 49, it's given us a call. That was me marking something up earlier. Oh, it's just switched now. The signal's just switched. It's given us a put. So it's given us a put. You can see that it's in a strong downward trend. It's now moved above the midline. Can't see where the 200 EMA is, but we can look on TradingView. that was our market open, and it's opened again where the previous SPY candle closed. So it is moving up, but it's now hitting the Bollinger Bands. So it's giving us a pullback, put score of 4, which is very good. It is overbought and overbought, but we haven't got the currency strength in our favor. It's now above that midline, so really we only want to be taking calls. Now, when it switches the number, that's because the candle started moving. It's 1 minute into the candle, so it's either increasing or decreasing the score as it goes through the 5-minute candle. That's why it's changing on you. So it can, it can change as you go through the trade. But if you are 2 minutes into the 5-minute candle, we are 1.5 minutes in, or 1.5 minutes in, then you don't want to be taking the trade. It's what we call too deep into the 5-minute candle. You want to wait for the next one. And if I miss the hourly, then my next trade is usually at the 15 minutes past, then the half past, then the 45, then back to the hour. Put score of 5 on HourJPY, 71 to 21. Again, very strongly against us to take this pullback. It's above the midline. We've got the EMA pressing down, but as it's above the midline, we really want to be taking calls. So we need a pullback, and it's got to. It looks like it's in a sort of a transition period. So I don't know if I've got any others to look at on here. That is Euro USD. You can see that's a buy scan. And at the moment you can see it is struggling at that. It's struggling at this level there. Now, this doesn't really affect us because we're on 5 minutes. This is 15 minutes. It's just to show you the context of the market. So it's what we call ranging. So we could take, so this is the point at which I start to write things down, and I've drawn lines. I haven't drawn lines on Euro USD, but there's one at 036. We're only looking at the last 3 digits. And then the lower level is at 040. Which is the previous candle I'm looking at. That's current price actually, so I'm just look at the previous one, 015. You can't draw this level here because price is currently moving. So you've got a moving target on USD JPY on the 15-minute. And I'll show you on TradingView in a minute. It wicked up to let me write that down. USD JPY wicked up to 552, and or that level there, 546. The previous candle I'm looking at there, which was a solid sell candle, it flat top, no wick on it, and it came down to where the next one is at the moment, 517. I've just written those down, but remember I'm on the 15-minute here. And we'll go back and look on TradingView because I did mark up this. I'm on the 5-minute, which is our default position. We're at 10 past. We're going to get a new candle now. I know it looks like a colored rainbow, but use the same colors each time. So my daily range is the white lines. My hourly is the yellow. It'll change every time you do a session because you're marking up the previous candle. And my purple is the 15-minute, and then my party pink and my blue are the 5-minute. So you can already see from where I marked it up just before the beginning of the session, we've got an incredibly strong level here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I've got 5 lines of resistance all meeting, which is the hourly, the 15-minute and the 5-minute. So price is finding it hugely difficult. It just can't bust through there. And that's from 556 upwards. So it's now come down, broken through my lower level of 5-minute support. This is the hourly range, and it's breaking on down through. So what this says to me, if you look here, this is banker's strategy, where that previous candle opened at that level. Oh no, actually it's cleared it out because of that wick. If it hadn't been that big wick, then I'd say that there was a gap here that price wants to come down to, but it has cleared money out down there. However, it looks to me like it wants to come down to this level, which is my hourly plus quarter theory, plus there's a line of support there. So 110,500. I don't know if it's going to do that. If I come to the hourly to see where it hit it before, which is there. There's quite a lot of wicks through. So it's been down, that's the daily. It's been down as low as 474. It used that quarter point strongly as a level support there. I'll just put it on the 4 hours so I can see further back. And you can see that what's happening here on the 4 hourly, you see all this move up. So price has to come down and balance the market. Now, I don't know this is going to happen, but that looks like it wants to now, US dollar wants to come down. You can see the 200 average moving up. This is on the 4 hour because of all this imbalance. And remember, the market always has to balance, always has to be buyers and sellers. Otherwise, you'd have straight lines up and straight lines down, and the world just doesn't turn like that. So it's a massive candle up there, so it cleared it out. It's gone up again, but it's still got some levels down here to clear out. Now, whether that'll happen while we're on or whatever, I don't know, but we'll see what we think the US dollar is going to do. We have got the non-farm payroll on Friday. I don't know what that's projected, although the banks do what they want to do. They can move the market how they want. So that's saying it's positive. Slight variation, but as I say, they make spiky moves, move the money up or down as an excuse. They hide behind this major red flag news and then adjust the market back again, because they're always buying to sell and selling to buy. So we've run through our pairs. We're going to come back to HourGlass as we come up to the 15-minute. This is the dollar. We use the dollar as an index to show us any pair we're trading against the dollar. We can use this to give us an indication of how to trade the pair. So if I want to trade US dollar JPY and the dollar says put, I'd want to be selling the dollar in line with how the dollar strength is on this 5-minute range. But the strength here says US dollar stronger, and if you look at USD JPY, we'd want to be taking calls. But because the dollar says put, we would only want to be taking calls. So it says put, but actually it's been, let me just refresh it. It says put, but you can see it's come off, it's formed a new line of support. And the dollar on this one, it's just going to change in a minute on the 15-minute. And then where are we on this? Just if it glitches, just click your blue box. We had a call score of 4 at 5 past. So that was actually quite a nice trade, but we have got that moving average cutting through there. And that was called at 517, which was one of our lower levels, which I had written down. It was one of our levels of support. So I'm not, and we've got that line up there. Euro USD for a put. Euro a great deal stronger, than the, so that's a put score of 3, right up in the Bollinger Bands, but it's 70 to 33. It's pushed up so strongly, and the dollar is a put. So if the dollar's a put, we don't really want to be taking the euro for a put as well. We'd want to be buying it. So you can see there's not much movement, so a bit of a mixed message. Sometimes you get sessions like this. I didn't have a good session this morning. I had 1 win to 3 losses, but I did come back on afterwards on HourGlass on my own, and I won. Oh, and I think I was on money marks, so I won 2 or 3 trades back afterwards, but I left it alone for a couple of hours after that. I mean, these things happen. I've had a good run, and it is non-farm payroll week, which I do find sometimes a little bit different. So 33 to 21, it's called a put, but we've got that line there, and the dollar is a put. So let's see if that is moving down. It's kind of just sidling along the bottom, isn't it, at the moment? I've missed my 15-minute time trade because I can't see anything immediately obvious for me. 71 to 21 on the euro. Oh, that's a nice setup. Euro JPY. I haven't marked this one up. Let me go to the 1 minute. So we've got hidden bull. We've got the euro, as we know, very strong. So on the 1 minute, it's come up to 584. 584. And on the 5 minute, so this is, if we did take this, it's got hidden bear on the 5 minute, 584. HourGlass called it at 566. It's at 581. 581. It's at 586. Oh, it's only at 50% on there, so we wouldn't take that there. 586, 586, and we're going to get another, going to get the new candle, but it is 73 to 17, so much stronger. Very risky to take that, and you can see it's breaking through behind. So it doesn't mean the algorithm isn't working. What's happening is if the market's in transition and that moving average is red, and you know it's either going to turn to green or it's going to carry on down. You know, if the market's turning, then it's turning. You know, the market will do what the market will do. If I just refresh this, let's see what's happening here. We've still got the euro, so I don't want to take puts on that. So much stronger. The US dollar's dropped, as has the Japanese yen. Australian dollars strengthened, and the GBP. So I think I'm only going to look at selling at buying the euro against the US dollar and buying the Australian dollar against the US dollar. And I don't really want to trade all JPY. So I'm going to put EJ with an up arrow, just make a note for myself. Ord USD, put an up arrow, and USD JPY, it's just like sidling along. I do like that pair. And GJ, right, so that's what we're going to look at. See what's happening on the 1 minute. I know this one, it's that, you see how it's stalling here? 1, 2, 3, it's stalled. It does say hidden bear, hidden bull there. And back on the 5 minute on EJ, 583. It's given us a put at 580 euros, 69 to 14. It is overbought, red, 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 red. This is a pullback, but you can see your moving average has changed to green. So a risky trade, because really you just want to be taking calls. This is at the 20 past. It's only at 50% on that one. Just dropped there. So a little pullback going on. Might only go down to 575. Yeah, you see it's wicking. It can't quite. It's on the struggle bus. It does say hidden bear there. It does say hidden bear, which means directional trend down, but it's struggling. So at this kind of point, I'm so tempted to take it for a put, but what puts me off is the strength and also the fact that I'd rather wait till the half hour, because if it's come up for the half hour and it is going to turn, then it might struggle along here and then turn and then carry on up. And that's a good reason why I'm glad I didn't take a test trade. 588. Put score 3, so the put score's gone down. So let's look at GJ before we go down to AUD/USD. That's 69 to 16. So we're going to have a similar situation where we don't really want to be taking puts. It hasn't given us a score. Yes, it has. Again, same issue. We've got a put score of 4. We've got it overbought and above the red, off a line of resistance, called at 094. There's your Bollinger Bands. There's your red 200 EMA, but your 200 EMA has moved to green. So that means, and you're above the midline, obviously it's trending upwards. It's surfed up the Bollinger Bands. So the algorithm's calling out puts because it's hit a buffer, it's hit the top of the Bollinger Band. So that's what the algorithm's doing. But you have to read the market as well. So why would you want to risk taking a put instead of being patient and going in line with the currency strength meter, where it's so much stronger in your favor, just to be patient, wait for the half hour, and take a trade where you've got things in as much as possible in your favor. Avoid the stress is what I say. Let's come down and look at our last couple that I like to trade. So again, Australian dollar 63, US dollar 33. It's called a put. Signal said put. It's a put score of 2. We don't take anything less than 3. I know it's going down, but we don't. So again, you've got currency strength for calls. You're above that midline. You've got the 200 moving average moving down, but it is still above you. You've got it surfing up the Bollinger Bands. It's overbought. You've got red. This is a pullback because your currency strength tells you how much stronger that Australian dollar is. So if you take a trade like that, which I wouldn't because it's only 2, then it's a lot more risky. We've now got the 25 past coming up. And you can see here what's happened. It's stayed all along that top area, and your 200 moving average is now moving down. So again, it's in transition. This coming up, the 200 moving average moving down as it starts to trend upwards. That's what's happening at the moment. So that turned out to be a very nice trade, but caution and timing, 20 past, would have kept me out of that trade. But you saw what happened on Euro JPY. It didn't end up moving down. See, that's moved up, but on Australian dollar, US dollar, you did get the pullback. So, but it's more risky on your probabilities. Let me just come down to the 1 minute. It has now leveled off on that line of support at 176. It says hidden bull. It's 25 past. Let's wait for half past. See if we get a nice pullback on HourGlass to that level down at, say, 171. I haven't got AUD/USD marked up. for this level. It's moved upwards. I'll just write down 171. Let me look at the hourly, previous hourly, right down there at 144. So it's gone way up now. Come down to leave it on the 5 minute. And there's its upper level at the moment at 201. So we want 171 thereabouts. There's the open of this candle, 177. If we get a call, I know it's below that 200 moving average. Excuse me. Call score of 2. Where have you gone? And remember to check your dollar index. So 60 to 37. A call score of 2. We'd like it moving down further. It called it at 170. We had written down 171. It's just moved up to 182, so that has turned out to be quite a good trade. But normally I will wait for the half hour. It's turned out to be a good trade, but you don't always know that it isn't going to get stuck. You can see it's used that level all the way back here in that range, 170 up to 197. We had it at 201, which is what I was showing you on TradingView. So again, we've got this to contend with. We are above the midline though. So really you should be taking puts, but we can't take puts because the currency strength is so much stronger, and you can see the trend is up. So again, it's a transition on the move out of this period of consolidation, and the market just has to sort itself out. So it's trending above the moving average, and then you get the better moves. Doesn't mean to say we can't take moves. You can take moves in consolidation. We could go and look at simple scalper, for example, which it works well in consolidation. 60 to 19, Australian dollar. Again, same setup. Just happens to be exactly the same setup. Call score of 2, 28 minutes past. So we have to decide what we want to look at. 79% on HourGlass. It's now up at 188. So you want that pullback. Here's your 177. You want that pullback to that area. You don't want to get into it at 28, 29 minutes past. You want to wait for the half past. I just want to see what the other payouts are. 73, 65 on the ones that I trade. 75 on Euro JPY. So for me, it's a toss-up between those two. We'll stick with HourGlass. We're not going to trade it on this one because it's 50% on there. 188. So I want more of a pullback than that. It's 30 seconds to go before the next trade. So again, it's a riskier trade. We're getting that little pullback now, but it's a riskier trade because you've still got that moving average there. It could be dropping back. It's not down. The strategic move rather than the fast fingers move is down when it's in the green. It's come back into the heavily oversold area. These are our momentum indicators, remember, but you can see how all it's done is just sidle along that top end. All right, we're going to get a change now. Let's see what it says. So it's given us a call, I should think. Oh, it's given us a put at 185. That's probably because of the algorithm. Or price could be turning because it's turning on the half hour. So Evan Cabral's market timing up to the half hour and then down. So a put score of 3, called at 185, put score of 5. And you can see it's put score of 5, put score of 5, called at 185, 189, so it hit the 200. Look on the 1 minute. So that moved exactly at 2:30. Oh, it's just going back up again. Yeah, that's the danger. So there's that level at 182, and it's saying hidden bull. So these moves are far more tricky. It's tempting to get in them. Evan Cabral's market timing, but equally price can move up for the whole hour. So we're probably glad we didn't get into that at the moment. I know it says put score of 5, but you have to let the market do what it wants to do. So you can see it's above the midline. The Bollinger Bands are quite tight. It's in the overbought area, but we've got 64 to 27. I don't think show you it on the scanner. I don't think there is one just to show you how price is moving. Just sometimes I just find it interesting, you know, to show you whether it's consolidating or making a big trending move up or down. It's just an easy way of showing you what the market's doing. We look on the 1 minute, so it's at 191. So that would not have been a good trade for us to take for the reasons I've outlined. It's still pushing up. It's got that line of resistance to get through at the 200 mark. So I'm going to go back to look at EJ and UJ. Just have a quick look at UJ. So that's moved. That's our 5 minute line of support, previous support. That was an hourly. Very heavy lines of resistance there. We look on the 1 minute. It says hidden there on the 1 minute. And we know that we've got equal strength currency meter, so it's what you call ranging. It's not trending. When it's equal strength, it'll be ranging between certain levels. And then you can see how small the level gets by your Bollinger Bands getting tighter. Now that purple one's a 15-minute line of support. So it held that, resistance turned into support. It's moving up past, my yellow one is hourly. My blue is the 5 minute line of support, strongly moving up. And you remember this very, very strong area of resistance. Now we don't know whether it'll just bounce off that again and then give us a put. But if it did come up anywhere around about this 555 to 561, 555 to 561 for a put. There it is on that 200 moving average. But again, 549, 550, 550. That's on the 5 minute. So sometimes sessions are like this. I learnt my lesson this morning. I'm not going to. I lost 3 after I'd won 1, which I didn't personally take, but other people did. I was just talking and I missed it, so I claimed that one. But you know, I'm not going to take. I hope this is educational. I'm not going to take trades and then have a losing session again, because it's just not fun for anyone. So hopefully telling you what I see is helpful. So 33 to 14 on UJ. You can see, if you look visually at the pattern between the Bollinger Bands, red and green, which are like elastic bands, the price has moved down to the midline, all the way to the Bollinger Bands, broken up through to the, held by the moving average actually, but just wicking up to that Bollinger Band, and then down again, and now a major move up. So that's, you can't always predict that, obviously. So we've now got US dollar 40 to Japanese yen 4. So this should have changed on here if we refresh it. Yeah, US dollar now stronger, which is why I always refresh. So that's Okay, that's good. What have we got on the payouts? Only 65. Let's see if there's a, see what it's doing on here. 70% on here, up at 588, 592. So I'm going to come back and keep an eye on UJ. And see if we can get a trade off this. We don't want to take puts because of that jump, 40 to 4. We do not want to take puts. The dollar is a put, so we want to wait. It's saying put. We want to wait 36 minutes past. Now, normally I'd wait till 45. So if that's going to be a call and coming up against the midline, which it should do because you saw that jump in the strength of the dollar. UJ. So it didn't like that put score of 5 because it's off resistance in the Bollinger Bands. We've seen the jump in the strength, and that's what I noticed this morning and last night's Tokyo session. And there's a lot of low to medium impact news across so many currencies. Now you see our EMA and its non-farm payroll. So the market kind of tightens up a bit. So red has changed to green on our 200 EMA, which means we just want to be taking calls. We are in the overbought area and overbought area, but you can see it on the RSI. These are momentum indicators. It hasn't got the momentum in the move down. The stochastic has just touched, but the RSI, these are lagging indicators. So obviously one's moving slightly faster than the other, but they're not crossing down, are they? Your candles tell you blue. Your currency strength should put you off taking a put. It's at 580. We're going to wait. We've got 2 minutes to wait for the next candle. So we'll look on, oh, look at that go. Right, busted right through that level, 588. So that's on a mission now. Let's have a look on the 1 minute. So there's 594. So that's off everything that I've just marked up. 594. Let me put it up at the hourly just to see what it thinks it's doing. So it has used that level of support, which was 520. Then it's used 539. This is on the hourly. It opened at 535. And it's just wicking off that 594 at the moment. But you can see if you look over here how it's used it as support there. So support, support, resistance, support, resistance. So hopefully it's going to carry on up. Let's come back to the 15 minute. We've got our 200 moving average moving down. It's at 583 on trading view. 39, we're just going to get the new 5 minute candle. 588 on that broker there. And let me have a quick look at the 1 minute. So it's struggling at that level, but that probably means it's going to, I've got hidden bear on the 1 minute, but ignore, it's going to bust up through there. That's what happens when it's been struggling. You find price will pop. So let's look back here and refresh. Right, well, it's given us a put because it's right up in this area, that's why. So difficult if you you know, it's a difficult one because it was suddenly nothing and then very jumpy, but the lines moved to green. It's a put at 567, so a bit of a tough trade to take. 585, and it moved, oh, it's just 583. So it hopefully we get a pullback to that 560 area for the 45 minute, and then we could take a call. So we're looking to come back to 561, 561, 555, the zones I read out earlier. Let's see if we get that. I like this line chart because area chart because I'm not going to trade. Oh, it's up at 70 on this one. So 588. There's our 582. So we want something even lower. I find like visually I like this, and it's a very nice app on the phone. I don't trade on the phone because I'm at home all the time. But I do like looking at this chart visually. 584, 584. So if we could, 548, 555 area is there. 561 is round about there. So we want to see a bit more of a pullback. 41, 42. So we've got about 3 minutes to go until we get the 45-minute candle. It's only 65% on here. This is the so put score of 3. So this is hopefully would be a nice, if it did give us that pullback, that would be nice. A little pullback down. 579 on here. 579, 582. So you want it down at 579 rather than the current price on the broker, for example, if you've got a difference, because there's a difference there of about 3, which isn't huge, but you need to make sure, because your broker is where you will win or lose the trade. Okay. So let's see what's happening here. We've got 3 minutes, so I'm just going to have, and the dollar's a put as well, so we need that to be a call ideally. Just going to have a quick flick through as we've got a few minutes before the next major candle. That did give a pullback down there, 63 to 34. It's green, it's in the middle there. Euro JPY. So I'll stick with USD JPY unless I see something better. 63 to 11. Do not want to be taking puts. It's surfed all the way up the Bollinger Bands. Your 200 moving average is green. You don't want to be taking any puts on that. Very strong moves upwards. 634. And let's look at the last ones. GJ 71 to 7. Again, calls only. Our 200 moving average slicing through the middle. It has turned green, surfing all the way up the bands. So we might have been better off on one of the other scanners than Cashtrap. Maybe I'm just not so used to using them. But we can see from there, 215, there's the 230. And come down to the last couple. AUD/USD 64 to 37. It was a put. Just ranging along there. So quite tight entries required because of the range it's in. And it's below that 200 moving average, but it's above the midline. So you need to be very precise on pushing the button. We are time-based traders, particularly if you're trading AUD/USD. And AUD/JPY 64 to 7. Oh, that's interesting. Gosh, all the way up, but it's hit Bollinger Band, line of resistance, plus the red moving average. Plus it's overbought. Oh, that's tempting, even though the currency strength is a great deal against us. I don't know. It shouldn't really do it because I don't want to lose 79%. 193. It's only 50% on here. I don't think I want to risk it, but it has to give you a pullback at some point. Oh, it's all right, it's changed. That's why you need to keep refreshing. So I'm going to go, I might have missed USD JPY. The dollar's a call. Oh, it's given us a put at 590. So a put at 590 USD JPY. It's at 581. So unless it gives us a pullback, I've missed it, but I'm not sure again. 65% on there. USD JPY. It's at 580. It's already dropped. A put at 590, but you've got US dollar 30 to Japanese yen 3. You're above the midline. Your moving averages turn to green. This is a little pullback. 46. You have got put score 5, red line of resistance. The Bollinger Band has 3 points there, 4, 5, 6. It's a 6-point trade if you don't take into account the currency strength meter. So it's a very strong trade. A very strong trade. I missed the entry if I was tempted to take it, but after this morning, I've just been extra cautious. I recovered this afternoon. I was on Taylor Marks and I did a couple of my own after the session, but I'd rather take something that we can be confident about. So we've got a nice, very strong candle coming down. So let's wait and see what it says. And normally I'd wait for the after the 45, but we know we've got such a strong, let's just double check what's happened on here, just refresh it. So again, US dollar's a bit jumpy, isn't it? Because it's gone down now to 2 bars to 1. And that's because of this. So we're coming down 571, 552, 570. 565 on the 1 minute. 571 at the moment. Let's go back to the 5 minute. It's wicking off that level. 65% there. 70%. 575. HourGlass. 37 to 20. Right, 1 minute 11 left. It's coming to the, it's pointing down. We want the dollar as a call. If we're going to take it for a call, I don't normally take them after the 45 until the 55 or the hourly, because it can carry on down. Equally, it can carry on up. So there's our 30 minutes. So pull back and then on upwards. There it is here, strong candle up. That's what we're looking at, that little pullback there. But this scan is not relevant any longer. It's completed that scan. But if you look here, you've got a W. So that says price. This is a wick off banker's strategy. So you had a double top there, or head and shoulders, and then it's now done a W. So it is on its way back up to that level. Although I'm not as experienced as some of the others on the banker's strategy. We've got 11 seconds to go. So, you know, it's not, I do prefer sticking to the Evan Cabral's quarters theory, but we'll see how we get on this. Let's just see what happens. 40 to 20, it's a call at 576. Dollar is a call as well. 576. 576. It's not quite in that as much of a pullback. 576, 577. So I'll just take 569. I've just taken a low entry, and look at that, it's just plummeted. And I can't roll over on this one. So 565. It's just hitting those major levels there. And as I said, it wasn't quite down in that oversold area. So this is what happened to me this morning. 564. 564. I got in at 569. I've got 2 minutes to go. And what does it say on HourGlass? 3 minutes 47 to go. Just refresh that just in case. So that call score is now 2 because it's deeper into the candle. 572. I've got 1 minute 30 to go. Yeah, it's just 560. Just it's on the 1 minute. It's not liking it, is it? So I don't think I'm going to get that one. It's pushing down. So this is what I mean about I found the candles very jumpy last night, very jumpy this morning, and it's done the same to me now. 1 minute to go. Right down at 553. So that's not going to come back up for me. So I'm going to be 0-1. It's just jumpy, jumpy, jumpy. 45 seconds to go. Go on, spike me in. $30 seconds to go. So this is what I found this morning. Very jumpy on the candle moves. $10 seconds. Oh, look at that. Yeah, very jumpy. So I'm going to call it a day now. Didn't enjoy that. Nearly got it. Just what time did I get in? Forgotten what. I don't think I was late getting in on that one. Anyway, 0-1 again. So I probably won't trade non-farm payroll on Friday. I think that's Les's session, isn't it? So I've got a London session tomorrow. If it's going to be like this, I don't know if I'm going to take many trades. I might keep it a shorter session. So I'm out of here. I thank you for joining. And oh, look at that. So you can't legislate for that, really. It's broken right through those levels, back down. So that's what I mean. I found it I found it very jumpy this morning, and I think it's probably because it's non-farm payroll. But how do I know? Because Money Marks had a good session, and I did a couple of good trades. It could just be the timing with where the pairs are on the moves. So thank you for joining. I hope you had a good session, and I will see you guys tomorrow on Les's session later, London, 10 a.m. UTC +1.
Thank you, Sarah.
Okay, yeah, bit tricksy today for me.